to I Know a Guy Bicycles going live. Hi, I'm Justin, the guy. So we're going to try this live stream out and do a couple things, mainly just an introduction of what I do, how did I get here, and what I see myself doing from here. So to start off, let's go on the back in the past. Started off in a bike shop in 1989. My parents' bike shop in Parker, Colorado, called Parker Bikes. Very original. But anyway, it worked really well for us, and we had a shop through the 90s and early 2000s, and it was an awesome experience. It was one of those things that was great. It taught me a lot of things about myself and growing this passion about cycling. I was not a person that was in cycling before I started working at the bike shop, and now I'm ingrained with it. I bleed bike lube. It's just one of those things that I've just become ingrained in my day to day. So where I'm doing now is I'm refurbishing road bikes because there's a huge need for them. Road bikes, there's a shortage of good quality bikes, entry level to get into road riding. Trek Specialized and Giant, those major brands, their new prices start at 1,500 to 2,000, and that's kind of a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people. So what I try to do is provide a good solid road bike, taken scary out of used. I basically strip them down to the frame like this and clean all the parts in a sonic cleaner and replace any parts that need to be replaced and inspect and detail the frame. When I do sell them locally, I have a fit area, so I fit people to them. If it's shipped out, I take everything I can to bestly pack them so they get to your hands and easily assemble, very minimal 5 steps of putting them back together to go for a ride. So I take all this time and try to, make it happen for people, trying to take the scary out of used. If you bought a used bike and took it to a bike shop, they're going to probably, the service rider or the service manager is going to go through the bike, and obviously they're going to probably suggest a tune up and some other labor and some parts, and that's going to be $250 to $350 to $400 lift on a bike that you just bought used. So, and that's just like the minimum. That's what I do to the bike. So you basically get to skip that whole painful process, and it's all ready to go for you. So that's where I am. Where I'm going from here, well, sky's the limit, I guess. I'm a little older, so I'm not gonna beat down the corporate doors and open stores everywhere and that kind of thing. But I want to kind of branch out my own way, in my own organic kind of bike juju way. That's how I want to be, and try to provide that vibe and reach out to other people that are trying to do similar things and kind of coach them a little bit, what I've had successes with and failures and what to watch out for. And being in the industry over 30 years, I have a lot of fingers in a lot of different directions. So it's fun for me. I really enjoy doing it. So it's one of those things that's a passion piece. And is it my retiring job? Hey, yeah, has worse things to do, right? It's like it's one of those things I found I'm very passionate and really enjoy doing it on a day-to-day basis. So that's where I'm going to take it from me. So what I've developed and made is basically a bike shop out of a garage, and you don't need a whole hell lot of space to have a bike shop. And back in the 90s, we thought we needed to expand to have more floor space to present, to sell, to show that we're bigger. And that was a huge trend back then. And it really hit hard in the 2000s and mid 2000s. All these bike shops are like, shrink, shrink, shrink. We don't need that much room. We don't need to pay for that much room. This is kind of like the extreme version of that. It's like, my overhead is my mortgage. So it's like, it's a great way of producing something that's pretty awesome, and but yet keeping in the lines that you're more micro scale, and it's a little easier to adapt when you have harder times. And harder times for bike shops, there's a seasonality to it. Even if it's in mid-season, there's a seasonality to it. I mean, you get crushed with things happen, your sales slump. Weather is usually a huge benefit, factor of crushing numbers and trying to get things to go. So you got to be flexible in that aspect. And when you're a big shop, yeah, you plan for those things, but on a micro level, it's much nicer in a sense. And I'm just one guy, so I don't have to worry about payroll too much. Just when I need to produce for the household income. But it's one of those things where I've taken my shop, made a service area, which you're seeing right now. I have bike storage up above me. I have 18 bikes there, 8 in the corner. My plan to do list and some finished bikes behind me. And I also have the garage area for the fit area. Also on the other walls, the fit area and shipping area. So I have all my shipping materials and so forth ready to go. So I'm really kind of made a whole shop, shrunk it down and making it functional. And everything's kind of mobile. So in the worst case scenario, I can move things around and get 2 cars in here if we need to. So most of the time not, because I have so much crap laying around. So it's kind of things like, so, we make do, and, it's fun to have that kind of flexibility. And the customers I do engage with, for most part, are very appreciative of what I'm trying to do and bring to the market. So yeah, it's one of those things that I just, get a kick out of doing. It's a passion piece. So anyway, that's me in a nutshell. Live streaming. Yeah, I only got like a handful of subscribers, so I can only do on the PC. So I know this is probably a little grainy. Hopefully, I can bump that up and use the mobile, which has better cameras. Obviously, our phones. Go figure. It's better quality. If not, I'll have to invest to a camera that plugs into the laptop here. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to shoot out a live video and archive it and see if there's anything that I can improve upon. Just give you a kind of showing insight. The shop area, got the fit area there. Back in the corner there's my shipping area with the shipping materials. I got bike storage. All the bikes you see that are pictured on this display over here. I could have done just the white screen thing or a green screen, whatever, but I wanted something a little more warm and earth tone and kind of like a warm hug, when you're looking at all those bikes out there and you come across something that's like not as stark and not aggressive bite to it. So it's kind of just like, hey, this bike is gone through, it's ready to go, it's looking for a new home, and hopefully you're the one that's going home too. So hey, you know what, that's all the things I'm trying to provide and do. And I'll come up with another live series, probably something in the nature of like tips and tricks on Tuesdays or something like that, so people can kind of jump on, ask some questions, burn through some parts, and kind of see what I can come up and come up with and bring to the YouTube world, I guess. But anyway, the idea, the concept, this whole thing started with like, hey, I'm working on a bike, and if I had my other, bike mechanic buddies right next to me working with me, this is the same kind of concept. Like if you were just hanging out with me as I'm like working on a bike, talking about stuff, because bike shop talk is always happening. It's like one of those things in the back where, it's sometimes not even bike related. You're just talking about the latest movies or the latest bar you went to, or who are you dating or whatever. It's like not going to go on that kind of, supposed to be keep it more focused on what I'm doing in the shop. But anyway, that was the concept. It's like, it's more of a personal touch to things where a lot of things have become unpersonable, too sterile, and not raw. So, I don't have a lot of time to do these kinds of things because I'm just producing bikes that I can and trying to build my brand. But I figured, this would be a great opportunity to easily reach out to more people and give more insights. And my insights from what I'm doing to what to look for and what kind of tools that you should do for your own shop, or when you're buying a used bike. I have a top 20 list that I go through, and I'm working on making more videos of those to provide to the market to help people out. Because, obviously I'm only in one place, and, there's a lot of need of that wherever you are at when you're looking at it. And that takes, just try and take the scary out of it and be upfront of knowing what you're going to be faced with by those challenges. And cycling doesn't have to be an expensive sport. It could be something that you could invest in. Obviously, it's in your health and exercise and everything, which is awesome. But it doesn't have to cost you tens of thousands of dollars to get into. But there's a way of getting into it that's may cost a little bit, but you have something safe and something that's going to work for your needs and provide those great things going down the line. So, anywho, that's me trying to help people out, trying to get try to provide a service where there's a huge need in the cycle industry, where there's become short and far and few in between, because shops are either getting bigger or more corporate owned, or the mom and pop shops are drying up. Unfortunately, we were affected by that back even in the early 2000s. So it's one of those things where I'm just trying to plug away and do my thing. And I enjoy doing this. I really get a kick out of getting new bikes to people that haven't ridden in a long time and they're really stoked about it, which is awesome, to get people into that kind of thing. So, that's what I do. And, it seemed like I'm just talking to myself continuously, and this is kind of weird. Anyway, I figured this is going to be a little test video, see and play with the software and stuff and move on forward. But hey, if you like the stuff you've seen already, or you like what you're seeing now, subscribe to my channel. I've given you the information first. You make the decision. Click like if you like it. Hey, we're in this journey together. Let's make it a great time. So thank you for your time, and I hope to see all of you and chat with you at some point. And hope you enjoy the bikes that I bring to the market. Have a great one.